Hello everyone, it is time for another edition of Try Hard Racing with me, Rollcase TV, where I do the best I can with what I've got, which is not a lot of talent, but a whole lot of room, a whole lot of career, continuing my career, and oh, should I show something off? I got the big letter, I got the big number on the bike, but also I made a big number. Do I just go to, I guess I'll go here. And there, I got the big 23 on the bike, on the biker. So I got the 23 on the bike and the 23 on the biker. That's a rider sticker, which you can get. This was a smaller one, which isn't the right proportion. So I made a big one, a big 23, wide 23 on the biker, and a tall 23 on the bike. There you go. So it fits up the dimensions. All nice. And under career, there's a way to customize. Oh, rider customization. Here we go. Oh, I did that. I thought there was a way to go picture here. ID card. No, just sticker. Rider data. Oh, that I did. Okay. Huh. I guess I can't do the picture from here. I can do it from other places. So I can spin it around so you can see it. But anyway, that's what my rider looks like. She got the Y23. I don't know if that's a euphemism for anything. I don't want to know if that's a euphemism for anything. I want to join this other team though, because this other team has green bikes. The yellow bike is okay. But how soon until I get the let's see. When I click this, I get to see. Yeah. No turn. Where is it? Summer break. This is where I get to pick another team. And the team I want to pick is do that in paddock? Yeah. I want to pick this one. Because look at those green bikes. Woohoo! Yeah, baby. And they are in the actual rookie status, so just like me. So it wouldn't really advance my career, but I don't know. We'll see. If I do it mid-season, I think I'll be okay. And then I might still advance to Moto2 at the end of the season. Although it may be that I end up playing 2 seasons of Moto3. I think it could happen. No, I do not want to quit the career. And there's nothing here. I need nothing on the wall, nothing anywhere else. Close it this way. Okay, so let's do the next round. Let me make sure everything is set up right, because sometimes it doesn't change it to full. Aha! It still has full weekend. All right. Sometimes it's like doesn't do it right. And the race setting is 50%, as it should be. Okay. Let's get started with the free practice. I have no idea where this is. I've not done any practice. I did do a little practice yesterday for 15 minutes at Grand Prix. If I'm going to be honest, and don't spread this around, it's for my Bing points. Playing on an Xbox, you play a game for 15 minutes a day, you get a little bonus. It's like 5 points or something, which is half a penny's worth. But yeah, I think it's 10 points a penny, 1,000 points a dollar. So if I can get like $12 worth of the covers for my Xbox subscription.
Welcome to the s.r.l circuit. We're live for the second practice session of the Moto3 class.
I think I have the sound up a little bit too much because that guy's a little loud in my ears.
All the others will have to fight for the 4 remaining.
Yeah, okay. Wait. This is the free practice, right? In GP, yeah, official practice. There we go. Lower right-hand quarter. Qatar GP Moto3 practice. Not free practice, practice. And weekend management. Yes, official practice. And if I want, I could skip the qualifiers when I have to do the race like in last place. And this is 35 minutes, but I never do 35 minutes. I'll do like 10 minutes and then come back and do like 10 minutes. So 25 minutes, and then I can sit in the thing for. I got to do 10 minutes at the end when the track gets warmer and things get faster. Otherwise, there's no way I'll catch anybody. Their times go up and up and up. You'll see my time. I'll be like in first place right away. I am playing with the adaptive AI. And as you may or may not have noticed in the upper right-hand corner during some of those scenes, it asked me if I wanted to change from the arcade experience to the non-arcade experience. And if you watch the trailer, you'll know that I am playing with the arcade experience because I don't want to have to take until 2030 to finish this game up. I only buy these yearly games every 5 years. I don't buy them every year. That's a sucker play. They don't change enough within 5 years. You spend full price just to get essentially the same game with a few different stats for the players or whatever. Yeah, forget that noise. That's ludicrous. They could just come out with a data pack. That's what they did in the old Earl Weaver baseball days. You bought the game, and then every year they'd come out with a data pack. And you could order it and get it delivered to you. Order it online, because this was back, before there was the internet. Maybe there was an internet, but, there wasn't like the World Wide Web. I remember when that was invented. It wasn't until I got, when was it? It was like near 2001 when I actually heard of the World Wide Web hypertext protocol. It was like 1990. It was in the 1990s, 1995, something like that. Got a job where they were big into the internet before everything was like local network email, and then you could have AOE Messenger, or not AOE Messenger, like America Online, where you had limited access to forums and stuff. And Usenet. I did a lot on the Usenet forums. It all kind of mashes together. There must have been web pages by the time I did the Usenet. But there were Usenet servers before there were Usenet servers before there was internet, before there was like internet mail and web pages and things like that. You used to be able to, what would you type? After a while, you could type it into a browser at some point, and it was like news. I think news, something, and then the name of the news thing. That was one of the early uses of the hypertext protocol. Anyway, yes, that was early days in the 90s. And yes, I'm that old. I was born equally distant from the, let's see, how long has it been from the 90s to today? Mid-90s, 30-something. Yeah, I was born. I was already past half past my life. Half past my life? Something like that. My current age. I'm an old boomer. Old retired guy. So this streaming thing, I'm not trying to make any money on it. It's a retirement project for me. Streaming and posting to YouTube. In case you don't know, these YouTube episodes, if you think they're very slickly produced, you need your eyes checked, because no, they're just taken right from streams that I do on Twitch, chop them up into hour-long YouTube episodes, and then post them to YouTube. I stream, what did I say, 17 or 18, close to 20 hours a week to produce about 13 hours of YouTube episodes a week. So there's a little extra that's just me flapping at my job and stuff, and time waiting for the stream to start and stuff like that. You don't miss anything on YouTube. For the games that are on YouTube, you don't miss any of the action. I'll take little breaks, but I don't play the game during my breaks. You don't miss anything. When I first started, I would just cut out the breaks, but put it all in one file so that it was, they were close to 2.5 hour, 3 hour long episodes. 2.5 hours. And that's a big episode. That's a big YouTube video. Some people want to see it because it's, a stream replay. But now it's just stream replay part 1. Something I should mention. Whoa, and there I did it. I went and looked at the chat when I shouldn't have. While I am racing, and this happens during racing games, it doesn't happen during my other games. Well, it does happen, but just because I'm not paying attention. But during my racing games, I have to focus on the racing, so I cannot see, during a race, I cannot see anyone in chat. My chat is down at my side on a tablet. I don't have a second monitor, I just have one monitor with the game on it. And even if I did have a second monitor, it wouldn't help me much because I don't have a PC that I use. My PC is, my last PC is like 15 years old, 10 to 15 years old, and not connected to the internet because after 10 years, you connect the PC to the internet, who knows what will happen, either to the PC or to your local network. Not exactly been keeping up with all the latest updates and antivirus software and stuff. Okay, I may have a lap after this in me. Go down to finish whatever lap I'm in at 25 minutes. Notice it still says 1, but they always do much faster. Their first couple laps are nothing compared to their latest laps. And yet me, I'm a human. I don't necessarily increase my speed with each lap. Like I said, I am playing on the default, the default, or not the default, the adaptive AI. And when I do practice during the middle of the week, I make sure that I don't do very well. I practice, and then like on the last lap, I'll pull into the pit lane or something. Or when I practice, if I fall, I don't bother to rewind. I do have rewinds on, because it's a motorcycle racing game. If I didn't have rewinds on, I would be falling off a lot. This is, something you get with the arcade experience, but I'm only going to I'm not, if I do a turn really bad or something, I don't use the flashback, rewind, whatever they call it. I will use the rewind if I fall off the bike. That's the only time we'll do that, because that's a significant loss of time. You have no chance of winning a race if you fall off. And that includes being knocked off. Okay, I'm under 25 minutes, so over 10 minutes of racing. So this will be the last lap. All right. Now it's recorded. I'm still number 1 now, right? So let's go back to the pit.
The direction takes us inside the pit, where the team is
And
waiting
the
for
guy
its
is
rider
talking.
to return.
Which is good. Oh, can I rewind that? I didn't see the 23. It's way down low, below all the sponsor messages, so you don't see it unless the driver literally stands up. Not just leans up and leans forward. So I don't know what the difference is. Why? Yeah, you know, you can make in other racing games, you can make driver tags that go up higher, but there are sponsors messages up higher, so you can't see it. There's no way to see it. Oh, you know what I should do? I could do that, something different. I'm looking to see my messages so I can tell which ones are which. Right now my bot messages, which you can't see on YouTube, you have a couple of symbols in front of them, so I know that they're from the bot. But I could add those symbols to the end or change them around too. That way I would always know. When I see those couple symbols at the end, I'll know. Of course, the end ends at different places. So I should have been able to work it. So let's see. Rather than sitting here watching the next 10 minutes countdown, or 10 minutes or so, we're going to increase the speed. Get it down to a little over 10 minutes. So I got time to get out there on track. And while that's happening, I can see where my position has fallen in just that amount of time. I went from first to what? I can't even see. Oh, I'm still first. How am I still first? Looking for the little helmet there. How am I still first? I very often don't qualify. Boy, I must have practiced a couple of times this week and fallen off my bike. So the AI thinks that I'm pretty bad over the last couple of races. Wow. I have a chance. Okay, down to 11 minutes and good. Track. Go to track. Blind start.
Take the bike out of the pit.
By the time she gets out there, it'll be about 10 minutes. Or about 10 minutes. Cross the finish line. That could be one of the things to see how close can I get to crossing that finish line. Estimating how long the flying start autopilot is going to take. Can I nail it? Can I nail it? Oh no, I'm going to be late. Pretty close. I mean, when I first start the session, I have the flying lap right at. If I jump out immediately, I have 35 minutes. So if I'm going to do this, I'm going to take 20 minutes to do this. I really should wait until I'm actually at 10 minutes. It's a 35-minute session. Anyway. And I think I do get the last lap after going to 0. I think I get credit for it. But I'm not sure. If anybody knows the answer, watching this on Twitch, you can message me. I'm open to all messages, though I think your account may have to be verified. I think that's something I can't turn off. You don't have to be a follower or anything, though, to whisper me. So message me on Twitch, whisper me, or leave a comment if you're watching on YouTube. If you're not watching on YouTube, go watch on YouTube. I'm not sure how long this series is going to go on. If it goes over like a couple hundred episodes, I might have to create a separate section for it on my homepage. But right now, the playlist is on under my featured game section, way at the end, there is a listing for MotoGP 25, MotoGP trademark symbol 25, because everywhere it appears in the game, that's the trademark symbol. And in the YouTube description, I say who the trademark belongs to, because I'm a good egg. I do that. In fact, it's more accurate than what's in the game, because the company was bought out. The company, not the company that made the game, that's still Milestone, but the company that owned the rights to the actual MotoGP circuit, the actual racing circuit in real life, the company that owned it and ran it was bought out by some other organization. And so now that other organization owns the rights through their holdings of this other company. So, but in the game itself, they only mentioned the held company, the company that's bought out, not the new company that owns their assets. It wasn't a holding company that bought it out. There is such a thing as a holding company. You can create your own holding company even for your own company. But the company bought it out. The wholly owned assets of, I don't even know if they're a subsidiary of at this point, or it just happened very recently, as of the time I'm recording this. If they're a subsidiary of, or if they're, they just own, because they bought the company, they brought a majority share in the company, they technically own all of its intellectual property, so whether or not they're being spun off as a company or being kept as their own entity or whatever, but in trademark terms, they would own that. And I don't know what kind of a buyout it was, if it was like a mutually agreed buyout, if it was like a forced buyout or something. But they refer to it as a buyout, not as a merger, if you go to look it up. Don't know if it was amicable or not, but I think I'm getting better. Notice I'm down to third. As soon as I got out on track, I went down to third. I was one all the way until I hit the track. Maybe if I just waited until the end, I'm back to one. Maybe if I had just waited until the if I had just waited until the timer completely ran out on the session, I might still be one. But I'm one again, so I know that's not true. Usually, I'm surprised I was still one after waiting those 15 minutes, because usually it's like, okay, I go into the pits and I'm number one, and then I hit the live session screen and I wait, I scroll it down to 10 minutes, and by the time I watch my best time, my best lap time get lower and lower and lower and lower. Things keep up though. I'll avoid Q1, I'll go right into Q2. If I don't make it into Q1, or if I don't make it into Q2 and I have to go through the preliminary qualifier Q1, then I'll often, if I don't make it into Q2, since only the first 4 bikes go into Q1, oh, I've tried to describe this before. You have your official practice, the top 14 bikes from official practice qualify for the real qualifying, the Q2 it's called, and they get to see where their position is going to be in the race. Their position in the race will be somewhere in the top 18 actually, and then everyone else fills in to fill out the field. The first 14 get in from free practice, and then there is a Q1, a qualifier for the qualifier, a second chance qualifier for the qualifier. Only the top 4 bikes in that race are then invited to Q2 also. So Q2 is the first 14 bikes from the official practice, plus the first 4 bikes from Q1, which is made up of all the bikes that weren't in the top 14 in practice. So I very rarely have Q1 and Q2, because if I don't make it into the top 14 in official practice, even though I'm playing against all the other people that didn't make it, it's pretty rare for me to, in effect, be the 15th through 18th fastest bike, which means, that's a pretty small window to be the 15th through 18th fastest bike, which means I usually do only one of those qualifiers. Either I do, if I get in the top 14 in free practice, then I go into Q2. If I don't, I'm likely to not get into Q1 at all, or not likely to get into Q2 at all, because I won't finish in the top 14 in Q1. And then, if I sound like it's confusing, if I'm making it sound confusing, it's because it is confusing. Plus, I don't explain things really well. I've just learned it myself, and I haven't figured out how to explain it well, but there's a nice, if you own the game, there's a nice info on how this all works. It tells you whether you're finishing, how do you get into the race. And then, so the top 18 people from Q2, you race again in Q2. So there's always a second race after the official practice. There's always a qualifier after the official practice. Some qualifier after the official practice for everybody. Top 14 gets seeded into Q2. Everyone else gets seeded in Q1, goes into Q1, and then the top 4 in Q1 are advanced to Q2. And then they fight it out for the top 18 positions. Q2 only has 18. And then your race position is determined, the top 18, their race position is determined by their best Q2 times, whereas the rest of the positions are determined in a way I don't know, I haven't yet figured out, probably based on your free practice times, or flip a coin or something. I don't know exactly what it is. I don't remember if I think it's probably your practice time, or maybe it's your Q1 time. Everyone that didn't make it in the top 4, everyone's ordered from that. That would make more sense. And if you missed one of the qualifiers, then I don't know how they, if you can't make it to the qualifier, either qualifier, are you still allowed to do the race? I mean, on a full, actual, real weekend, are you allowed to do the race? In the game, you can just say race only, in which case, I don't know where they put you. If it's random, or if they just always start you in the back. I think they might always start you in the back. But it makes the weekends faster. Am I going faster or not? No, see, I'm 10th. So, if things don't change here on this last lap, I will be getting to Q2. I will be seeded in Q2 because I'll be in the top 14. I'm not going to Q1, but yeah, you can see that number 1 does not last very long because the AI gets faster and faster and faster and faster.
The first practice session ends here.
All right.
As the last riders return to the pits, let's take a look at the first standings of the weekend.
It's in a bad position. It's hurting my ears. I gotta adjust it. Okay. There we go. I have very long hair, and so I don't have a hat on. Actually, I have a cool visor. You see the women tennis players and the male pit bosses used to wear. The old gamblers used to wear, you know, the green visor. I don't know, green visor. Got a black one on. My hair is long. I'll put my hair up and then put the visor on. And I've got the headphones like on the front of the visor. My hairline has gone back over the years, so finding a comfortable position for the headset. I don't want it back on the clips that I have the hair up, so I've got it forward a little bit. So I put it on the visor because I don't want it to be. I don't want to wear out the rubber or whatever it is, the leather that's on the band of the headset. It's very comfortable, but I have it on the visor so it doesn't get all worn out. And I made it. I didn't have to do the Q1. Where am I listed on there? Roll cage. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yep, still 10. Okay. Okay, so now I'm into Q2, and let's get through this and go right to the track. Blind start, so I will not be in the back, but I may very well be in 28th place. Or 18th place. There is no 28th place. We'll go to 26. 25. Not sure which. And I did check, see if there was any chats, but I may not have scrolled back far enough. Nope, don't see any chats. That straightaway gives me an opportunity. Now let's see what I can. Now I can go through the whole 15 minutes because I need the extra practice, and I do have time. It takes about a half an hour to start the episode and get through the qualifier, and the race takes about 15 minutes. So theoretically, I have another half an hour to do the next qualifier, and then go on to the next thing. So the idea is to not have these episodes come out twice a week on YouTube, and I'm trying to do like a week and a half in that week and a half of the if it's tight, I can fit in 2 episodes, which is a weekend's worth, to 1.5 weekends worth of racing. So basically the qualifiers, the race, and then or the practice. I started right at the beginning of the weekend, so practice, a qualifier, race, and the next qualifier in those 2 episodes. But we will see what we see. And the idea is to keep the episodes, well, under an hour. Ideally under 55 minutes, 55 minutes. Over 50 minutes, under 55 minutes is the idea. So at least a therapist hour worth of content. This is gonna be close. I know the race is 15 minutes. I got 11 minutes to go here. It put me up to 45 minutes. So yeah, I might go a little over. I could restrict these all to just 1 race a weekend, but then that's 22 weekends. 22 weekends for 1 season, which means just to get through MotoGP, if I do 2 seasons, it'll be almost, just to get through Moto3, if I do 2 seasons, it'll be like a year. So if I do 2 of each, that's still only, it's less than 3 years in real time, and I've definitely taken more than 3 years to play some games, so get ready for a long series. If I do end up doing 2 seasons of each, which I think I'm likely to do, then I may very well break the playlist up into multiple playlists. But I only have so many sections on my homepage that I can put. So I've got like a section. I don't have a section on my homepage for all of my playlists because there's a separate section you can go to see that. I have enabled the For You section, which I personally can't stand, but I'm sure some people like, so I don't want to disable it. And then I have a section on my homepage for, of course, all my latest videos. And then I have a featured games section. I have links to all of my playlists organized by game. All the main playlists for each game. Because if I didn't do that, you'd have to scroll through all the sub-playlists. And then I have some featured channels. And then I have, right now, separate sections for Dirt Rally, Civilization, and Snow Runner, because those have been my longest running series. Almost 400, actually a little over 400 episodes. Should be out by the time this comes out. Snow Runner is going to be very long. They just announced yesterday, and tomorrow, as I'm streaming this on Sunday is my big 6-hour Snow Runner stream. I'm going to be so jacked. They just announced I don't know if you know anything about Snow Runner, but they just announced yesterday in a cute way. They didn't do an official announcement yet, like official press announcement, but on their Discord they published a picture with instructions on how to turn the thing upside down and look for this particular text, and anyway. Kind of an egg hunt kind of thing, Easter egg hunt kind of thing. But you read it eventually, and it says Year 5 Pass available September 5th, 2025. Which means, by the time you watch this, I will have the Year 5 Pass bought. By the time you watch this on YouTube, and maybe by the time you watch this on Twitch, I do get some views of the VODs. And the highlights, actually, that I chop up for YouTube, the highlights are available for 6 weeks on Twitch. The VODs are available for 2 months on Twitch. The highlights used to be available indefinitely, but Twitch said, we don't get any money from the highlights, so, and it's wanted it to drive the highlights and meant to drive engagement to the channel, and they're not really doing that. So anyway, so they cut it down, and they said less than 1% of the people will be affected by this change. Well, of course, I was one of the percent of the people. I was like the 0.1%. They cut it down. You can only save 100 hours worth of highlights. And what I do is I edit the stream down to highlights, and then I export those highlights over to YouTube. And rarely they require some massaging, but almost always the highlights directly reflect what goes to YouTube. And by massaging, occasionally I'll have my mic muted or something, and I'll have to do a voiceover, or I'll have the wrong screen up. I've had that happen a couple times where I've got a B back screen that has the game showing in the corner, but only in the upper left-hand corner. So it's much smaller than the full screen, so I'll have to go into and if it's a game like Snow Runner that I can't replay the turn, like in Civilization, then I have to edit the highlight to, in a separate editor to zoom in on just that little corner, which makes it look terrible, of course, but at least it's there, along with all of my apologies. How am I doing? 13th. It was unlikely that I would get back in the 10th, even though I'm facing against the exact same people I faced in free practice. They've gotten faster because they've got more practice in, I guess, by the time they get to the second qualifier. And there's all, not free practice, official practice. There's free practice sessions as well. But those are too long. If I did the whole free practice, I'd be here way too long. And it doesn't look like I'm going to have time for the full race. So, fortunately, I will get more. The full race is only like 15 minutes, so the next episode will have the full race, and then I'll be able to have, another practice session or whatever. So I'll be able to get started on the next week. Because I've still got over 4 minutes to go here, which will put me up to over 45. And that would mean the race would make it over 60, and I don't want to do that. The fastest I can do the race is 15 minutes. It's usually around 15 minutes. I haven't fallen off yet. I'm glad about that. I may things go a little bit faster. I also, while I'm playing this game, can't hydrate very well. It's the throat lasagna, so between races I have to really hydrate well. Like, take a look at the chat. And you on YouTube will know if I've had any chats, because they'll show up on your overlay there. The chat overlay, I like to watch the chat when I'm watching someone, even on a replay, if they post it on YouTube, because there's interaction and you might not get what somebody is saying and what I'm saying back, because this is streamed with viewers. A lot of times no one is chatting though. I'll look at my viewer number and it'll be higher than just 0, and yet nobody's chatting, so you'll know if anyone has chatted. You'll catch the chats I missed in advance. Feel free to let me know too. Feel free to leave a message. Leave a comment on YouTube. Oh, something to talk about with the YouTube people. And probably by now there will be, let's see, what episode is this? May or may not be by now. A message on my YouTube channel in my posts. And I think you can still get there by going to my YouTube channel /community. So youtube.com/@rollktv/community. There will be a post there by me, and I hope they don't change the URL so it now says post. But they're making kind of a mini, YouTube has rolled out kind of a mini Discord sort of thing where you can have a community where not only do you post things, but you can get feedback from your on your community page. It's like your Facebook wall or whatever, or your MySpace wall, or I don't know, whoever had a wall. People can post make posts themselves to your page. Because right now, with the page that I have, I can make posts, but nobody else can take posts. And they're rolling it out where other people can make posts as well. So you can actually have a conversation between, and you have to be a subscriber. I can't set it to a lower level. It has to be a subscriber on my YouTube channel, which is easy to do. A subscriber on YouTube doesn't cost you any money. Then you can be a member of the channel, but you can't be a member unless I monetize, and I'm not going to monetize ever, so everyone will be equal on YouTube. So if you're on Twitch and you're interested in that, also whisper me. Just because you watch on Twitch doesn't mean you don't want to be in a conversation, so it would involve subscribing also on YouTube. I think most people that have Twitch channels also have Twitch IDs, also have YouTube IDs, and vice versa. Okay, one more chance to improve my lot here. But some don't. Like I said, it's a mini Discord. I have been planning for over a year to create a Discord for it would be restricted to YouTube subscribers or Twitch followers. Again, you don't have to pay me any money on anything. I don't have a Patreon or anything like that, nor will I get one. I'm not trying to make money. I do appreciate having some of the subscribers on Twitch, and there is some ad money I get. The ads will never interrupt the action, though. Help defray the cost. The only reason that I monetized on Twitch, yeah, this isn't going to be my best left, and it's the lowest level of monetization, is because if I didn't, I would not be able to stream in multiple resolutions. I can only stream top resolution, which means people could not watch the streams or the highlights. They certainly couldn't watch it live on their phones. You know, if you had maybe an older phone, you had an older Wi-Fi connection, or more importantly, if you were on data on your phone, and especially near the end of the month when they're starting to slow down your internet speed on your data plan. And I don't know anyone that doesn't do that. It says, oh, speeds up to 2 gigabit extra fast, ultimate whatever the thing is, 5. I don't remember what it's called. On your data plan. Yeah, well, that's true for like the first week, or it could be true for the whole month. You don't actually use it, but if you use it, it's true for like the first week, and then after that, they slow you down to some, 1200 baud modem speed.
Let's take a look at the final ranking of the second Moto3 class qualifying session. That's the end of our broadcast. We look forward to seeing you tomorrow.
Yeah, some terrible speed. Okay, where did I end up? 14th! So, that means I would have barely qualified. If this was in free practice, I would have barely qualified for Q2 and could have skipped Q1. I'm not going to play again, that's for sure. They don't have replays for practice. And do I go back to the, I don't think I go back to the paddock after this. I think you take me right into pits for the race, but I can just exit from there. Was it loading data or saving data? I still don't know which is faster. The Qatar.
We're moving to the live feed on the starting grid where everything is now ready for the start of the race.
And I can't exit.
The sun has set over the Qatar desert, and the sand brought onto the track by the wind will make it.
Okay, exited career menu. Yeah, it'll tell me. Oh, you haven't done this part yet. Yes, I know. It didn't save any of my practice data. It just said unsaved, whatever. And I am here, and there is nothing to do here at this point. There's nobody else in my wall. I have to respond thumbs up to keep them happy. Want everyone to be happy with me. Why can't you hit B there? Any transfer rumors? I've never seen any transfer rumors. Those may only be in the full experience, not the arcade experience. I don't know. Bike development. I selected, even though the manufacturer wanted stability, I wanted control fuel delivery, because that's what's most, if you look on the left there, control fuel delivery is the worst. Maybe you get more options in the full experience than the arcade experience. Well, I know you can get at least, you can set 2 different things, priorities for yourself, but there's only 4 categories. You get a little map there, a little heat map, or whatever it's called. So you can see I'm really low the right category on that little graph there. I'm really low in controlled fuel delivery. So I said I want to control fuel delivery. The manufacturer, Honda, wants me to emphasize stability. But I said, no, look at that. You've already got too much stability. The stability and handling are fine. I want more power and I want more better fuel delivery, which I have no idea why that's a thing. Is one, you would think it would be like acceleration or top speed. Maybe engine power is acceleration and controlled fuel delivery is top speed. Whereas stability is like cornering and handling is just general. I don't remember which one is cornering. I think stability. Anyway, it doesn't really tell you. I can hit this thing. I don't think it tells me here. Your career, your team, and your rivals will develop a bike correctly based on their performance in the race. You can see the modifications. Oh, see, there are different aspects. This must be in the full game. There's 8 different aspects. I only have 4 different aspects on this graph would seem to indicate there's 8 different aspects in the game, which I only see 4 of because I'm playing on the arcade view. I would have loved to play the more sim game, except I could not handle the bikes. There'd be no way I could beat anybody. There's certain things that they turn off. I would like to be able to turn on and turn off individual aspects. Like I would like to do the sim quote unquote version, the non-arcade version of the game, but that would require me to do things that would make it so that I could never win. But I would like to be able to selectively turn things on, keep the arcade experience, but selectively turn things on, like, you know, the full ability to customize the bike, handling, the full ability, you know, to be able to tire wear out, fuel loss, all those things. I would love to do, and still be able to keep the bike upright and still be able to compete with the AI. But I can't do that with the full one, so that's why I decided the full of fun career is the thing to do. So plus it would take more time. Wait, what was this last one? You see the modification bonus on this page. Compare them against those of other teams. Yeah. Have a number of packs available to develop your bike. This number will vary based on your position and standings, your relationship with the manufacturers, other riders, and other factors. So development packs will automatically apply to Mode 3 and Mode 2. While in MotoGP, you can choose which areas to develop based on your personal preferences. Oh. It'll be automatically. Okay, so there are some applied to MotoGP, but it still asks me for my preferences in the Moto3, and I'm on the arcade experience. So. Championship performance terms of rank. Ensure that for contest lower ranked manufacturers will have more development packs available. Oh, okay. So maybe if I was D ranked? I don't understand that. But I've never seen, I played through a sample career, I've never seen more than the 4 dots and the 2 packs available. Sub thing for transfer rumors. Every summer break, the season will begin to be exciting off the track as well when the market commences. Riders will be able to enter negotiations, real or presumed, with the different teams on the World Championship. Oh, after the summer break that happens. Now, do I get that in the arcade mode? I don't remember this. I hope I get this in the arcade mode. See, these are all the cool things that I'm missing out on because of arcade mode, but I can't play the full experience mode. I can only play the arcade mode. Otherwise, I would be losing every race. Sad. Transfer rumors page contains news on the main suspects team s.r.l. that sees the transfer race reflect interest, but as always, this case should be taken with a grain of salt. Heavy promotions. The market concerns all categories, and every season the Moto3 riders will gamble a chance to rise into the higher category. However, also those behind change teams are waiting to make the big leap. Okay. The end of the season. Musical chairs. Promotions and market improvements will lead to big changes in team formations. A rider who swaps places with another rider might be left without a saddle and a tire, or come back after a level of absence. theater in which you can act. Okay. So, okay, that explains those things. But I'm at 55 minutes, which means I'm going to wrap up and come back, and we'll do the race in the next section of the Twitch stream, or the next YouTube episode. If you're watching on Twitch, that'll be it for this. If you're watching on Twitch, there'll be a short break. I'll be back in just a few. If you're watching on YouTube, that's going to be it for this YouTube episode. The next episode will be the next weekend, Saturday, Sunday, at 6 p.m. U.S. Central Time, which is usually midnight in UK and somewhere around noon in New Zealand, because they do different summertime, somewhere around 6 a.m. Bangladesh, Thailand. Just look up 6 p.m. U.S. Central. If you want U.S. Central, easiest way to type that is Iowa, I-O-W-A, or you can type Minneapolis, M-I-N-N, I-O. I don't know how to type Minneapolis, but use Iowa. I live in the Minneapolis, St. Paul area. All right, folks, stick around. YouTube next episode. Either way, thank you much for watching. I will see you then.